actually. I want to see if it's possible to share your solution. I haven't really tried before. If you are done, one thing that you can do is, let me see. We have about 2 more minutes, so I can still share my. Let me share my screen. All right. So if you are done, right, what you need to do is just click on your accepted, right? Accepted answer, and then once you post it in the chat. I want to see if you can share a submission with me. If it's possible for someone else to share that submission with me. Right. So can someone please do that so I can see? It's possible for me to see your submission. The hell is this chat? Let me do this again. Basically, you go to this tab called submission. You click on accepted. The link, just copy and paste it and put it in the chat. Let me also paste mine in the chat. Let me paste mine in the chat. Is anyone able to see the detail of my solution? Let's see. I just posted a link in the Zoom chat. Is anyone able to see the detail of my solution? Like if you're able to see, you click on that link and you're able to see the page I'm looking at right now. I doubt it, but you just see it. Yep, nope.
I think mine is coming up.
Okay.
So my time is crappy though, but it's coming up.
Oh yeah. You probably
mine says page not found.
Yeah, you probably because I'm looking at I'm looking at the messaging here. Yeah, you are here. The Mary UGP 1995 submission, blah blah blah. Yeah, I wish we shared, but it's fine. Now, since we cannot share the link to the solution, can people start posting their solution in the chat? If you are, yes, for now, let's post our solution in the Zoom chat. Excuse me. What is the question? Sorry, you probably came late. So the question is, oh, here's the question again. The question that we're trying to solve. And starting from next week, I'm going to disable the Zoom chat. So everyone, we have to use the Discord server because with Discord server, we can easily format coding. We can see history of discussion, stuff like that. Well, Zoom chats just sucks balls. It just sucks balls. That's it. All right. All right, I think that's it, folks. So please post your solution in the Zoom chat. Just copy and paste it. What you have right here and paste it. The one that works, and I can test it out. So was anyone able to finish it? Right? Please don't be modest, just paste your solution. I'm trying to see what someone else has done, apart from mine. So nobody was able to finish. So if you are just starting, don't worry about it. If you were here at the beginning of the discussion, right, and you're able to solve it, paste your solution in the chat because I'm trying to run someone else's solutions. All right. It's okay. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that no one was able to solve it. So no one was able to solve it. Or if you're unable to solve it, just post whatever attempt or any code that you've written so far, post it in the chat so that we can discuss it. And please, we are not here to judge, okay? Let me see. All right, it's fine. It's fine. I can just solve this then. Again, I can explain this, right? So basically, folks, I know many of us are not used to this pattern of, they're not used to this pattern of like assessment. What you're probably used to is someone asking you, have you developed CSS and HTML and Next.js before? But as Nigeria becomes Africa, has become like globally integrated. Many of these bullshit companies are going to start using this format. And I know a lot of folks in Nigeria, because I know like a couple of folks, they came to Nigeria, they were trying to hire. They are not going to ask you, do you know how to write HTML? They're going to look at your history in a couple of questions, but this is how they're going to eliminate you. This is what they are going to use to eliminate you. So I'm going to advise people, if you really want to expand your horizon, to start, looking into things like Leetcode, right? So the question is not that hard. It's something that you can solve. But the problem is that you are not used to the format, right? So it's not actually a very hard question. It's something that you can solve. Maybe, for many of us here, the format is very, very different, right? So, for many of us are just find about Leetcode and other resources like that. So let me explain the problem. You say you are given an n by n integer grid, right? Now, the first thing you need to understand is that you need to know what a grid looks like, right? So think of it like this, right? Hello?
Sorry.
Oh, no, you can go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, can you check out my solution?
All right, sure, absolutely. All right. We have some solution. So let's run your code. Thank you. Let's submit your code. Good. This is actually, very, very good. All right. So you used a follow. All right. Now, this is actually very, very good. So your solution, right? Do you want to go over do you want to go over the steps that you used, right? What you did, I saw that, you used like a for loop and for loop. What you did.
Sorry, I'm still not good about explaining my thought pattern here. I think last week I tried that, it did not work out.
It's fine. It's a skill that you should try to acquire, okay? Because let's say I'm a company, I work for a company, I'm interviewing you. I can see how your code work. I can see, but your explanation is what proves that you know what you're talking about. All right. So don't worry about it right now. Your code can work, right? If it's like a round of elimination whereby they send you a link and say solve it, boom, you're good, right?
Yeah.
But if you are, let's say, if you are, let's say you're interviewing with the two engineers, those idiots are probably going to tag you.
Oh my God.
Can you explain what you did here for us? What are you trying to do here? Stuff like that. So, you might not be comfortable with it, but try to get into the habit of being able to explain it, right? I can see what you're doing here, right? So this is also like a route to the solution, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the basic. So basically, let me basically, right, this is a grid. This is a grid of 1, 2, 3, excuse me, and that 4, 5, 6. This is what we call a grid, M by N, right? M is the row, N is the column. So when you see something like that, M by N, this is what they mean by a grid, right? So what is this kind of, this grid is what? M in this case is going to be what? The rows. So it's going to be 2 by, the rows and the column. Sometimes say 2 by 3, right? The rows and the columns. So that's what they call a grid system. Now, what they're now saying is that where account I, so these people are M by N gives you the size of the column of the grid itself, which in this case is 2, 1, 2 by 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, if they want to point at, if someone is trying to talk about this grid and they want to tell you about number 4, they don't just say 4. What they are going to tell you is, they are going to tell you, they're going to give you the row number, which is what? Row 1, 2, right? Normally, this should be row 1, 2, right? And let me not confuse you. So when you're talking about a grid system, the rows always start with 0, not 1, right? The rows always start with 0. So this is going to be row 0 and row 1. So 4 is on what? Row 1. And what column is it on? Column 0, column 1. So it's on 1, 1. So 5 is going to be on row 0, 1. It's going to be on row 1. And column what? 1, 1, 0, 1, 2, column 2. So that is how you refer to a number in a grid system. So they're not telling you that, okay, this number that you're looking at, right? Each of these, ij, I is the row number, right? J is like, the column. Each of this number represents the amount of money, right? That this particular customer has in this particular bank account. So 5 is going to represent the amount of money that the customer on row 1, column 2 has in their bank account. So let's say this is not 5, it's 5 million. So that means this person at row 1, column 2 has in their bank account. What they're asking is, the rubbish they're asking is that, okay, tell me which of this customer, sorry, can anyone see my screen? Hello?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, all right. So what they're asking now is that, the bullshit they're asking about is that you know what? Tell me which of this customer has the highest amount of money in the account. Tell me which of them has the highest amount of money in the account, right? So how do we do this? Sometimes the question might be confusing, right? Well, Kingsley is writing on the screen. All right. Kingsley, you're writing on the screen. Can you please clear that? I have to disable that. All right. So they want you to know which of this customer one, customer zero, customer one, you know, which of them has the highest amount of money, right? As you can see in this case, they gave you an example. This is what? Customer one, customer on index 0, customer on index 1. They want you to tell us which of them has the highest amount of money. If you sum all this is the money gap in each of their bank. If you sum everything together, this one will give you 6. You sum this one together, it will give you 6. So since they are both equal, just return one of them. This is another example that I gave to you. This customer has 6 in his bank account. This customer has 10. This customer has 8. So who has the highest amount of money? 10. It's the same thing applies to here. This customer has what? 2 plus 8 plus 7, that's 17. This customer has 11. This one has how much? 15. So therefore 17 is going to be your answer. So what they're actually saying is that when I give you something like this, sum the amount of money that each of them have and give me the highest amount. And this is what this guy did right here, right? This is what he did right here, right? He kind of like used a different approach whereby he used like a different kind of like transversal, but it's basically the same thing. Now, what I need to do is that, so I'm solving this in Python because for some reason, Python kind of makes things clearer in most cases. So I'm going to for loop on each account. So I'm going to call them each customer. For each customer in account. Remember, if you are looping over this thing, each of these array are going to be each customer, right? Now I'm looping over them. So what I need to do is to sum each of them. I'm going to sum each of them. And I'm going to return the highest. So to make things easy for me, I can just start by saying the richest person. The richest person is I don't know, that's $0 in their account. I can say the richest person has $0 in their account. Then I'm going to, for this particular customer, I'm going to calculate the amount of money that they have. How do I calculate the amount of money that they have, right? I just have to sum, let's say this is the customer I return. I just have to sum 1 plus 2. You can take the route that he did, right? You can take the route that he did right here, whereby it's going to loop over 1, add it to 5. But Python has a very, very shortcut for you to do that. You can use, it has a keyword called sum. So what Python is going to do is that it's going to just add 1 plus 5 and return the value to you. So this particular customer Python is going to return 6 to me. Now I will now check that, okay, my current richest customer is 0. Is this particular customer, right? Does he have more money than the current richest person, right? If he has more than the current richest person, that means therefore the richest amount is going to be the current customer amount. Does anyone have any question? You see, does anyone have any question, or if you have any kind of clarification, please feel free to ask, All right, so now I'm going to loop through the customer. I'm going to go through this customer. Python is going to give me like, 6. This customer 6. Therefore, the richest person will now be 6. Then Python will move on to the next customer, 10. Since 10 is going to be more than the current richest customer, which is 6, the new richest is going to be 10. Now, then Python will move on to this one. the sum is 8. Is 8 more than the current richest person? The current richest person is 10. The current customer amount is 8. Therefore, 8 is not more than that. So Python is not going to do anything. So the richest person still stays as 10. So now what you now do is that, the last part, which is going to be for you to return, richest, numbers, which is going to be to just so you see, that's it. It's that's the solution basically. Right. Does anyone have any question?
Yes, I do. Tunde.
Yeah.
Okay, so my concern is what happens if the richest person is actually a minus something?
Because your bank account, right? I think the richest person is if the richest person, say, well, they always give you a limit. I didn't really talk about that. They give you constraints that the person bank account can never be negative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they always give you that constraint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't really go over that. Right. So they already give that constraint that the person can never be negative, right? But we have a couple of broke people that their account is negative. I don't know why they count it. Why will you count someone as negative as part of the, as part of their wealth? Well, as you can see.
It's the account balance anyway. The
know.
one is the right.
I know. All right, so that's it. That's a very good question. Thanks for asking. But we have a constraint that actually kind of make things simpler for you. All right, so any other question? All right, so the next one, looking at things, I'm actually very, very, I already saw this in Go. So I already, let me move to Python. This one is interesting. But I would like us to just attempt it. For this one, it's actually very easy, right? Well, it says easy, but it says, given a signed 32-bit integer x, return x with its digit reversed. If reversing x causes the value to go outside its signed 32-bit integer range, which means that, hey, if you are reversing me and that number goes beyond 32-bit integer range, just return 0. All right. So basically, if I give you 1, 2, 3, you give me 3, 2, 1 back. If I give you negative 1, 2, 3, you give me negative 3, 2, 1 back. Pretty easy. If I give you 1, 2, 0, you give me 2, 1 back. So if I give you 0, you give me this thing back. So please, this is a very interesting one. The only thing that you just need to be very careful about is that this condition, but it's very easy to check. All right, so let me share it on Zoom. This one is very interesting. Please, it's very, very interesting. Does anyone have any question about this? Yeah, it's so quiet for my liking.
Oh, don't worry, there's no question for now.
I know, I'm just trying to figure out.
Please, can you explain what they mean by if the, hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right.
Okay, so can you explain what they mean by if reversing x causes the value to go outside the signed 32-bit integer range, then return 0?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So in your computer, right, we have 64-bit, we have 32-bit integer. Now what happened is that sorry about that note. So what happened is that whenever like your whenever your number there's no called overflow. So let me explain the concept to you. So let's say you have a number that can only accept range of -10 to 10, right? So if that's the max of the number can accept, if you try to go beyond that 10, right? Let's say you try to add on top it, the number is going to give you weird values. It's going to wrap around. So if the number can only store up to 10 and you try to store something else in it, right? The number is going to wrap around. That's what they mean by that. So let's say the number is already 10, you want to add another 10, another one. The number might wrap around to -1. So that's why they're giving you that condition. 32-bit integer can only have this, you can only store from -2 raised to the power 31 to 2 raised to the power 31 minus 1 number. So if you go beyond this max and this minimum, you are going to get a weird value, right? So that's why they are trying to limit you in this range. Does he like explain it? God, does he explain it?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, no problem. Yeah. All right, folks. Let me also take a stab at it using Python this time. I posted a question on the chat. And please, starting from next week, we are going to be using Discord for all discussion. All right, folks. So let's try 5 more minutes. All right. All right, folks. So yeah, I think we have a couple of solutions. So let me try this. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. All right, so basically, we have a couple of solutions in the chat. So let me pull them up. Let's try the first one, which is from Azam class. Is Python. Yeah. Run code. Works, right? It works for the test case. Okay, let's submit. Good. All right. So this actually worked, for the for you added the test case, right? Right. All right. So I missed that. So the second person actually said, they did this. Let me comment this out. Yeah. Submit. That's blah blah blah. What's the runtime this thing? The two were given. Reverse. What? Okay, reverse here. Oh, it's a keyword. Oh, wait. Oh shit. Well, this is JavaScript, right? This is JavaScript. No, this is not JavaScript, but length. Here isn't length, so it's probably Python. It's not JavaScript. All right. Let me try to. So I like running people's solutions so that we can see others, point of view. Reverse. All right, so this one did not. All right, this is actually very good, right? The thought process makes sense, right? Think a couple of steps just need to be added to this end after you run your while loop. Right, so we can just use someone else's solution to. Let's use this guy's solution. All right, so to solve it, it's actually pretty easy, right? I guess the hardest part from my perspective, is it's always been this conditional. This conditional is the hardest part. It was very tricky at first. Once you have this conditional, it's going to be smooth sailing from there. So basically, folks, right? Most of these problems that you're going to encounter with Leetcode, I'm not going to lie to you, it involved just getting familiar with the pattern. There is no wisdom to it. There's nothing to it, just getting familiar with the pattern. That's all that's the most important thing. Right. So to solve this, right, basically you check for a condition. You let's say you are given 1, 2, 3. You run a while loop until you run a while loop and keep removing the one at the back. 3, 2, 1. For example, you remove 3, right? Let me use. So let's say you are given 1, 2, 3, right? So what you do is that you know that in coding, right? If you use modulus, you use that to get the last number. So you first of all use modulus to get the last number. And once you use modulus to get the last number, then what is going to left for you in this case is 12. Then you try to remove the next one, which is 2. Now, but to remove 2, to add 2 to the back, you simply multiply this 3 by 10, then add 2 to it, which is what you can see that he's doing here. The first thing that he did was that, right? Once you get the number, to add the next number, you multiply this one by 10, which is going to give you 30. You now add 2, which is going to give you 32. Exactly what we have now. Then you are going to remove the 2 from this one, leaving it with 1. And how do you remove 2 from this one? Just divide it by 10. So in your program, in your favorite programming language, there are 2 kinds of division. They are the ones that if you divide 12 by 10, it will give you 1.2. They are the ones that if you divide 12 by 10, it's going to give you 1. So in Python, you differentiate those with this. In your programming language too, whether you are, maybe not Go or those weird ones, but in most, mature programming language, we usually have something like this, right? So after you saved it, right? The next thing you're now going to do is you now have 1, you now have 32. Then you do the same thing that you've done. 1 modulus 10. Modulus means remainder. What is the 1? The modulus 10 is going to be what? Right? It's going to be what? 1. So you grab that 1, you do the same thing you've been doing before, multiply the current this by 10, add that 1. Then you go back and evaporate 1. 1 divided by 10. For some of you, it's going to be, you are going to think 0.1, right? But the kind of division that we are doing, it's going to be, because of the kind of division that we are doing, it's going to be basically this thing, 0. So once it becomes 0, our while loop is going to fail the conditional, therefore the loop is going to exit. Then once the loop exits, all you have to do is just check. All you have to do is just check for what I talked about. This chain, this one, want to make sure that, right, if reverse is more than this or reverse is less than this, simply return 0. If reverse is more than this guy or is less than this guy, that means it goes outside of our range, return 0, right? Now, what he's doing here is, it's actually a very simple thing that he's doing here. Might not need to actually do it, but he's doing this here because remember, he checked at this spot for the absolute number. What is the absolute number? So if they give you negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3, it's easier to do all this rubbish with just 1, 2, 3 without you having to worry with negative. It's actually easier. So from his perspective, what he's doing in this case is that he's converting negative 1, 2, 3 just into the absolute value, which is 1, 2, 3. Then at the end here, after he got the reverse of 1, 2, 3, which is what? 3, 2, 1. He now wanted to make sure that, let me see, the number I checked for, was it negative? Which if it was, since it was negative here, what he did now is that he now sent back the negative of 3, 2, 1, which is what? Negative 3, 2, 1. I don't know if this makes sense. All right. Does anyone have any question? And I feel like I'm missing, like I'm not explaining perfectly. Does anyone have any question? Hello? Does anyone have any comments?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sure.
Okay. My PC is currently down, but I have a solution for the first question
Mhm.
in JavaScript. Can I post that?
Yeah, absolutely, you can post that. The one that we did before.
Yes, before this one, before the
All right,
initial one.
absolutely, sure.
Okay, I'll share it soon.
All right, but does anyone have any question or comment, anything that they want to talk about regarding this one? All right, looks like there's no question. It's a one thing I will tell you is that most of these things, people that you see that solve them, they're not really geniuses. They are not. They are not really. I mean, being smart helps, but being familiar with some of the questions is what makes most people solve it. Most people, right? Most of these questions, you have to think about the edge cases. For example, a lot of people are going to, miss the way right here in this conditional. How do you check for conditional? A lot of people are going to miss the way in that from that perspective, right? So it just I'm going to just keep solving, I guess, because we are way past time. I'm supposed to stop this at 12:30. Just keep solving more questions. As you get familiar with them, you start seeing pattern. So when someone gives you like a question, you're going to easily breeze through it. I don't really have any other thing. I use a different method. I use this approach first, right? Then after I've gotten that one, and I use this approach just to make it more explanatory. But this is the solution, right, for this particular thing. Does anyone have any question in general about the meetup, right? What would you like to see? Anything that you like to ask for, stuff like that.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening. So I noticed the meeting is being recorded. How can we get the recording?
I will
The
start
recorded
uploading.
video.
I'll start uploading them to YouTube, right? So once I upload them to YouTube, you will be able to.
Okay, how would you send the link to us? Is there a group or something?
Yeah, we have a Discord channel. I'm going to post the link in the Discord channel.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, folks. All right. All right. The link to the Discord channel, the invite link is in the meetup page. Or just I can post it. For those who don't have access to Meetup. Compose the link. Thank you. All right, so the links, I'm about to post it. So here's the link to the Discord channel. All right, so if you have any question, you can reach out to me on that Discord channel. This is going to be like a recurring thing, right? So I'm always going to be here in most cases. Well, most of the time I'm going to be here, right? As much as possible, right? And I see that someone is sharing their screen.
Yes, I'm the one.
Yeah. All right. So this is a
Hello,
solution.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
You can paste the solution in the
Okay,
chat.
so this is the. Okay, I don't know how to paste that. It's a screenshot I have for now.
Oh, the screenshot that you have for now. It's hard for us to
It's a
tell it.
screenshot I have for now.
It's hard for us to tell if you actually met all the criteria, because for us to actually do that, we need to the test has to be run like for all the test cases. And the only way to do that is for you to submit
Okay.
it to Leetcode.
Submit it. Okay, I try submitting, but I don't have an account with them for now. So I was about to create one before my PC was before my PC before my battery ran down.
All right, it's fine. So I understand it. So once you get a chance, right, you can post it, run it, see if it passes all the test cases. Yeah, then you move on to the next solution. All right. All right.
Okay.
All right,
All right then.
folks. All right,
Okay.
folks. This is going to be the end of the meeting. I really appreciate everyone coming. This last time we had like 2 or 3 people. This time we had more. Hopefully we see more people. Now this meetup is going to like gravitate towards. I'm probably very soon. I'm not going to be explaining the solution. Sorry. We are just going to be peering, right? We are going to be peering. Like you're going to be peering with people, and you guys will then knock out. You guys will pick a question and knock it out. Because if I start explaining, we're just going to be like solving it. That's it. Explanation, you guys can do that in personal time, because in most cases, it takes more than just 45 minutes to fully understand some of these things. Especially right now, we are solving the easy one. When you move to like medium or hard, you can't solve it. You can't really explain it in like 30 minutes. Right. So we're going to move towards there, right? And also, please, it's the only I use Python because we have people with different programming background here. You can solve your solution in different language. I don't really care. As long as Leetcode thinks you're right, you're right. All right. And hopefully I see you in the next one. All right. You guys are very quiet today. All right, no problem. I guess I'll see everyone.
So the next meet is next week, right?
The next meeting, according to this season, it's supposed to be in 2 weeks, right? Although someone requested that we should do this it's supposed to be in 2 weeks, right? But I can't really do it every week right now.
Okay, Mr. Tuma, thank you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I said thank you for the class.
Oh, no problem, no problem. It's a pleasure, for all
Yeah,
of
thank
us
you
to
very
just
much.
come.
We appreciate.
No problem, boss.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, will you still be dropping questions on Discord?
Not right now. I really don't know. I don't want to say yes to things that I won't be consistent on.
Yes, like last 2 weeks, you did not create the Discord channel till today.
Exactly. I made it. I made the Discord channel like these things. I don't want to be committed. I don't want to commit to like anything because we're just starting right now. But right now, I saw that okay, we actually need Discord. And this thing, the Discord channel, people can post questions, you can reply. You can post a question and the solution. People can you guys can meet someone on there. You guys can coordinate, have a one-on-one time, and talk about stuff, right? And I think as time goes on, also maybe I can find someone else who can be alternating with me in hosting the whole thing, so that people can meet more frequently. But right now, I don't want to commit to anything, right? I don't want to commit to anything that I won't follow through with.
So I don't think we can hear you again. We can't hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So I'm just saying that.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I'm just saying that, right? I'm going to, as time goes on, we are going to start picking up the pace, basically, is what I'm getting at. All right. So you can, if you want to talk among each other, you want to coordinate, please post any question that you have on the Slack, and other smart folks, like you are going to, they're going to reply to the solution, and you guys can discuss. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
All right, my guys. I'll see everyone next 2 weeks, I guess.
Okay.